discuss about airdrop management. All right. So basically more on airdrop marketing. So what is its purpose? All right. So and then how you actually do it. All right. So if you are a trying to build your career as a marketer in NFT and crypto. So this is one of the many topics that you need to learn, the concepts that you need to learn. So this is airdrop management, right? So before we start this webinar, we'd like to thank everyone who attended today. So we are TokenMinds. So we started around 2017 doing projects, building projects together with several clients. So as of writing, we had more than 100 clients already with us. So that's with our team and also our general manager at the moment, Anchor. So he and the founder started this company, right? So we are building projects for our clients in terms of community management, marketing, development, in terms of NFT development for now and before, more on crypto marketing, blockchain development, etc. All right. So I'm Chris. I'm the community lead for TokenMinds, and I'm here with Anchor, right? So he's the main marketing guy for TokenMinds as well, right? So key points for today with this airdrop management lesson webinar. So what is an airdrop? Number one. So if you are always hearing about airdrop, so just a disclaimer, this is not the airdrop for Apple users, for example. So this is airdrop with regards to NFT and crypto, right? And then which platforms are best for managing these airdrops and how to guide on how do you actually create and manage this airdrop, right? Okay, so let's proceed to this first concept. What is an airdrop, right? So airdrop is actually it's really a well-used marketing strategy wherein an organization or project, so they distribute digital assets or physical items for free. So they are targeting a large number of recipients, usually a large number of user base. The main goal is to gain initial traction to a starting project. All right. So by increasing brand awareness and also you are trying to gain customer loyalty initially through this. So it is usually used as a way to promote. All right. So for example, you have a new project and then of course not every good project, even if you have this project of yours already with a very good utility, good project concept, but if your numbers in the community aren't that promising yet, how are other so you can do an airdrop campaign for this one. So like for example with Aptos, the recently released blockchain network. So when they started to bring in community members to their community through an airdrop. All right. Then when they rewarded already the first or early supporters of the project through the airdrop rewards. Of course, these people, since it had value in it, it had innate value in it, they were able to get this for free and then actually get some good amount of money coming from this one because they are early adopters and then they had this reward tokens. Then they can sell from the airdrop. Yeah. So there are different types of airdrop actually. Okay, so just so you know, so standard airdrop, exclusive airdrop, NFT airdrop, and a hard fork airdrop. Okay. So today I'll also discuss what are the differences of these different airdrops. So yeah. For the standard airdrops, actually these do not require you to spend any money, right? So it's just for free. So in order to receive the airdrop, you just complete a couple of tasks and you are rewarded with the airdrop in terms of token rewards. So something like this one, you can usually see these kinds of airdrop promotions. All right. So there's a prize pool with the big prize pool usually because they are targeting a lot of people to reward. And of course, in return to for the chance to get a chance to win the rewards stipulated in here, you need to complete the tasks and then submit your wallet. So things like that. So in here, you definitely try to get the attention of some members initially through, okay, you share this, you follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, for example, those similar tasks, and then sharing, referring your friends to the same campaign. Okay, it will spread and make you gain initial traction for this endeavor. Right. So in return, those who participated will get a chance to get these award rewards. So that's how you usually what the usual airdrop looks like in NFT and crypto projects nowadays. So we call that standard airdrop. All right. Then we also have an exclusive airdrop. Like for example, if you are a loyal member of a certain group, so exclusive airdrops are distributed to loyal blockchain-based community holders or users. So for example, for TokenMinds community members only, we are going to give out an airdrop. So it's essentially a reward for being a loyal community member or user. So, but then it's typically just distributed with no strings attached other than the loyalty, you know. So it's just basically, example, we want to thank our community members for supporting us all the way. We can give an exclusive airdrop for them, right? So this is another type of airdrop. And then this is another one. It's called an NFT airdrop, right? So an NFT airdrop can be started for a variety of reasons. Okay, so for example, you may receive an airdrop in exchange for holding a specific NFT in your wallet. So this can be a means to promote your brand in a way, right? So you can participate in a giveaway or even as a gift. So more than a marketing strategy, right? Like for example, one good example is for those who are actual holders of the Board Ape Yacht Club NFT, right? So these NFT airdrops that they received are actually became valuable and high priced tokens or NFTs also. Like for example, holders of the Board Ape Yacht Club, they received Board Ape Mutant Serum NFT. And then they also receive Ape Coin tokens. So these are excellent examples of valuable NFT airdrops. So one, if you receive this Ape Coin, as remember, this has value. So you can sell some if you want once you receive it. So just being holder for this NFT, you can get these benefits as well. So this is an NFT airdrop. So and then the last one is the so-called hard fork airdrop. Right. So a hard fork airdrop usually occurs when, for example, a permanent split or a new version of a blockchain is released. So like for example, recently this BCH hard fork was completed. So there's a necessity to create a new token to accompany that. So in general, the old version continues to exist, but then the new tokens will be airdropped to you usually in an equal amount of what you currently hold in that old token. So it's one way also that these owners of the new blockchain and the old blockchain promote the new blockchain that they have, right? Okay. So with regards to the platform, okay, so if you're going to ask, okay, Chris, you have explained the airdrop mechanics, what are the types of airdrops. So which platforms are best? If example, I'm going to run and manage an airdrop campaign for marketing my new project, for example. All right. So one example of the most usually used airdrop campaign platform and the most basic is the Gleam IO. So for the Gleam, you can assign the rewards. Okay, so here, for example, you have the option to actually put up image banner as a promotion banner, and then you can link also the website in the content of the description. Then here, usually you put up the rewards, then the description of the project, then what are the rewards or challenges. Okay, for example, here, okay, for the top 100 referrers, you can get these rewards, and then for those who, everyone who joined in can get lucky through a raffle and win this one. Right. So how to participate? Usually, you can assign through the Gleam platform. Okay, you can assign tasks. All right. And what's good with Gleam, for example, of course, you are expecting a volume of users. So with this, you will no longer need to do the manual checking if they joined your server or not. Because with the Gleam, they automatically capture the data if the users has successfully created an account or join in with their Discord account already. So if they successfully completed this task, they will get this number of points for the raffle entries. So same goes with Twitter. So usually what we do is, okay, you ask people to follow your Twitter to increase the follower count in your social media platform. Then also retweet and tweet with a hashtag so that, there will be some sort of promotion coming in from this campaign. So people would also be talking about your project, for example. And then here you can also have the option to do other tasks such as ask them a simple question which they can answer, then submit their wallet address. Of course, this is relatively needed. If in case you are going to win, of course, this is where we will send you the rewards. And then here, you can also create some sort of referral campaign. So this is for that entry. Okay, so for example, as a task, refer friends for extra entries. So somehow they will be able to refer their friends, relatives, and other uh, uh, company mates, for example, to the same campaign. So there will be more people joining. Then in the network effect will happen after that. Of course, these people can also invite their friends. So another platform that is usually used for the airdrop campaign is Premint.xyz. So if you have been seeing also on Twitter some challenges mention that, okay, join our Premint campaign. So this is what it is. Okay, so this is also a similar way. So you can add some tasks, right? But then with the Premint, this is not actually free. So as a project owner, you need to pay around 1 Ethereum just to create an account, an official account for your Premint if you are going to run an airdrop campaign here. But then what's better compared to Gleam, for example, so this is the most basic one. What's better with Premint is that you can set a checking of the wallet balances of the users. For example, you want to ensure that, the people who can partake only to your campaign are those with uh, people with at least this value amount of Ethereum in their wallet. So you are sure that you will only target those who will be most likely to mint your project once they come in. So you will reward those people who will most likely be minters of the actual project. So you can do that with the premint by using this wallet balance checking function in the premint XYZ. So if their wallet does not have this required Ethereum that you set as a minimum balance, they cannot participate. But if they do, okay, they can do these challenges you set up here, the tasks that you put here, and then they can win. They have the chance to win. Another similar platform that's also being used in the crypto and NFT space is sweep widget na that. So it's almost the same concept with Gleam platform as well. Okay. And then here, Quest 3 XYZ is another one. Okay, that you can use. Okay. So these are the few platforms which you can use, but usually what the Web3 projects usually use is Gleam, number one, and then number two is the Premium for higher quality projects, for example. Right. So you have the option to select these platforms, whether you want to use Quest, for example, or Gleam. Right. Okay, let's move to the airdrop how-to guide. Okay. So if you're going to example, I already selected Gleam. So in this webinar, I'll be discussing the most basic one. So if you are going to create a Gleam campaign, actually, how would you do it? Okay. So I'll be discussing the steps on how to do this airdrop management or airdrop campaign. Okay. So number one, create your airdrop campaign, of course. So number one, as I've discussed, you select the platform to use based on your preference, based on the functionality that you need. Okay. So just check out the different functionalities that you are able to do with example Gleam. If it suffices you, okay, you can use that. Or if you want additional functions like functions being provided by Premint XYZ, for example, like checking the wallet balance, you can use it. But take note, not all of these are free. Okay. So also plan the duration, then plan the tasks and challenges that you would want the people who partakes in this campaign to do, because it's relatively important that you align these tasks and challenges to your goals. Like for example, okay, my goal for my project is to have initial 1,000 members coming in from this campaign. So initial followers on Discord, for example, initial members on Discord, for example, or initial followers on Twitter, for example. So, okay, so you need to align with the tasks that you will be doing. Or for example, okay, I want also these people to follow my other accounts or even visit my YouTube account, for example. So you can always plan ahead before you create this airdrop campaign. What are the things you want to happen? And then align with the tasks that you would want to do in this campaign. Okay. Then, of course, as always, we suggest that you create and include tasks referring people. So there should be a referral program in the task. So refer friends. So this will be organically shared by the members to their other relatives, friends, and acquaintances. Right. And this one is really important. Plan out the rewards. Right. So how much, for example, tokens are you willing or NFTs are you willing to budget or allocate for this campaign that will be used as a giveaway? Okay. So of course the lower the budget, of course the lower the possible participants. Okay. So because some people, okay, when you see that okay the reward is not that good, I'll just go to the other airdrop campaign. So things like that. So ensure that there is a balance between your budget, your allocated budget, and then your goals for this campaign in terms of the number of people to partake, for example, then the rewards that you are going to give out. Okay. And then, of course, plan how you select the winners for this airdrop campaign. So this is really important. Like for example, okay, I want to just do a raffle. So from all who join this, we will just do a raffle out of it, and there will be the winners. For example, 200 winners, 300 winners. Or if you want, okay, for the top 200 referrals, I'll give out a separate reward. And for everyone who joined, there will be a raffle. So things like that. So plan how you would select your winners. Right? It's really important as well. And then lastly, create the campaign's landing page on the selected platform. For this case that I'm going to discuss today. We will create one for the Gleam. Okay. Okay. So once you created your campaign, of course, this needs to be promoted and marketed. So there will be actually people coming in and joining or participating in your airdrop campaign. So this is really important. Okay. So number one, identify your target audience. So this should be, people who would be really interested in your project, for example. So if you are a gaming project who does want to have this airdrop, for example, you target those gamers, for example. So how do you target those gamers? Okay, you market on gamer platforms, for example, gamer influencers, for example. Yeah. So doing the promotion and marketing, you can promote your airdrop campaign on the following. So the usual social media channels. So Telegram, Twitter, Facebook. Okay. So for example, you do not have that much followers yet, then the normal way of marketing things is you put up and share to your friends, for example, and then they share too, right? Then another one good way to actually spread it to a larger audience and reach a larger audience is utilize influencer marketing. Okay, utilize influencers. Then there are these people in the Web3 space that are so-called airdrop promoters. So these people run, for example, Telegram or Twitter communities for those airdrop hunters. So they have a following, for example, 60,000 people, 100,000 people who are looking for these airdrops. Okay. Then monitor the results of the campaign. Okay, so once you launch and promote it, of course, if you see that, okay, this influencer which I used or this airdrop promoter that I use is not really effective, so I don't think his following is really a good or high quality following, or I don't think this is the correct audience that I've identified. So you can do something else. Okay. You can look for another promoter or another influencer you can use, for example. So this is really important as well. Okay. And then, example, you ran the airdrop campaign for about 1 month. Okay, and then it ended. Okay. So it's really needed also to select the winners and distribute. Okay, so gather participant database and of course process the winner selection. Okay, so with the winner selection, like for example on Gleam, there is an option on Gleam to pick automatically the winner. Okay, so you can utilize that platform's auto winner picking function if amenable. So I say if amenable because with this Gleam platform, there is only a raffle type of picking here. So if your winner selection mechanics is not raffle based, you definitely cannot do it. So if not, so you need to do manual data processing in a database. So select winners based on data if the platform's raffle picking function is not applicable to your selection mechanic. And then, of course, example, you will be doing distribution to the winners. You can use up bulk distribution platforms for rewarding. Okay. So yeah, how we actually create our airdrop. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, so for the Gleam, you can start from scratch or select from the following templates. Okay, so usually on Gleam on the upper right, there's a button for new competition. So for me, since I'm used to creating these airdrop campaigns, I usually start from scratch. But then if you're not yet familiar, you can check for the templates, right? Check for the templates available. So these are not the only templates. There are a lot of templates in Gleam. So you can always check it out. Or another way is, open an airdrop that you know and then try to copy the good things that you want to also apply into your own airdrop campaign. Okay, so when example here, we will start from scratch. So there are three there are 5 tabs here. All right. So the first tab is for the setup. So here is where you put the name, okay, of the campaign. So for here example, I put the name sample airdrop campaign here. Okay. And then the duration. So you put the start date with the time, then the end date with the time. Then ensure that you select the correct time zone based on the time zone that you prefer. Okay. So by default, it's set to US. So for example, in my area, it's Singapore time zone. So usually set to Singapore time zone. Okay. So there are options here that hide X ways to enter, hide total entries count. So there are how many ways to enter, for example. So if you want to hide that, you can check this one. And then if you don't want to show in your campaign how many already participated in the campaign, you can also hide the total entries count. Okay. With the terms and conditions, the Gleam automatically generates terms and conditions for you. But then, of course, if you are the project or the founders who are really onto the nitty gritty of the things with the terms of and conditions, you can review this and edit according to your needs and wants. Okay. So next is the user details tab. Okay. So with the Gleam, usually there is a KYC process. So when you say KYC, is know your customer. Okay. So you can assign here the minimum age for the user. So example, you don't want minors to join in, can put minimum age 18, for example. Then you can optionally allow users to like a Facebook page. And then here, example, you want users to use only their email to be or Google to be able to join and partake. You can do that. Then usually these are the default ones. Okay. And then here, this is the KYC part. Okay. So by default, you set the full name and email. So before people can partake in the challenge, this means that they need to fill up their full name and their email. Okay. Then if you want additional fields and custom fields, you can always add here. Okay. For example, you want to know their Discord, you want to know their Twitter, you can also add. Okay. Okay. And then on the tab 3, this is where you actually put up the challenges or the tasks that you want people to do for you in this campaign. Example, your goal is bring up the numbers in your Discord, bring up the numbers in your Twitter, Instagram, etc. So there are a lot of options here actually. Even Spotify, if you are a music artist, then some secret codes as well, or subscribe, or even create a blog. So you can ask people to write a blog about the project as well if you want. Okay, so you can always check out how this functions, but I will discuss in this webinar the usual choices that we use for these campaigns. Like for example, here, Discord entry or join server, usually we ask people to join server, but then you can also ask them to say hi or introduce themselves on Discord just to get an entry. You can also add that. With Telegram, if you are utilizing Telegram group and discussion group, you can or channel, you can ask them to join this channel or group, or even view a post, or just send an entry or a message in the Telegram. You can ask that for extra points. So one task is 1 point. You can assign that. But then you can also change the points. For example, you want to give higher points by sharing something. So you can always do that as well. For Twitter, you can do these tasks. Okay, usually what we ask people to do is follow on Twitter, number one. Number two is to retweet a tweet and then use some hashtag. So usually, for example, your project is TokenMinds. So hashtag TokenMinds. So they post something related to TokenMinds and then put a hashtag on it. So yeah, you can require people to do that through here. Okay. And then for Twitch is the same example. You are a streamer. Okay, you can, or your project has some streaming elements like okay, you want this project is more on motivational speakers, for example. So you have also a Twitch channel. You can put here as a task. Okay. Then here, this is very important. This is the tasks that requires people who partakes in this campaign to submit their crypto wallet address. So because this is where you will be sending the rewards for this airdrop. So airdrop means you're sending tokens to a crypto wallet address. Okay, so this is mandatory usually. Okay, so then here you indicate which network you will be needing for this campaign. Okay, then you put in the placeholder an optional. Okay, this is a sample of wallet address, a correct format. And here description, for example, any message you want to say to people who's clicking on this task. For example, for me, make sure you enter the correct cryptocurrency wallet address. Otherwise, you cannot get your rewards, and then you will be invalidated if you put the incorrect wallet address format. So, because in my experience, there are some people, they put random, erratic, or even not the usual wallet addresses. So, whenever I'm selecting the winners, I invalidate them also. Okay. Sometimes you can also do something else. So here you can ask a question. For example, what would you do to be a good member of our community? How would you contribute to our community? Things like that. Can also put that here as a task. Then if you have an app, for example, for your project, you can ask them to download the app. So just put the Apple App Store URL and Google Play Store URL. So the good thing with Gleam is they automatically check if you did this through an API. So the there will be no need to send proof as in forms of screenshots, for example, that hey, I downloaded it, give me the points. But here it will automatically check for that. Same with these things, Instagram, Facebook, and blog. But then I put this here on the next slide because for Instagram and Facebook, they actually disabled this task like and follow for Instagram. So that's why it's slightly grayed out. So this no longer applies to the current API integration of Gleam to Instagram. So what you can only do with Instagram is visit a profile, view a post, select photo, video, Instagram entry. But with the actual follow, you cannot actually require them to follow on Instagram. So I actually do not utilize this task. With Facebook is the same. So you can just ask them to check in Facebook entry, visit a post, select a photo, video, or view a post. But you cannot ask people directly from Gleam to like and share on Facebook, for example. So this before it's allowed, but then with the recent API changes in Instagram and Facebook, they no longer allowed this. So with the blog function, yeah, you can ask people to comment on a blog post. For example, if you're a writer, you have a blog section for your project, you can also promote it that way, or even write a blog post about the project. So this is also a good way as an additional engagement. And then, when people talk about your project, of course, it adds value as a brand. And here, the viral share task. This is actually the referral task. So ask people to refer friends for extra entry. So usually here I put up 2 because this will be more points. So I'm actually encouraging people to get a chance to win in the raffle, for example, because they had more entries by referring their friends. Or even if this campaign, for example, based on the number of referrals, there will be some winners as well. So I also do that. Okay. So with this limit, you can optionally put some limit, but of course, you do not want to limit it. With actions required, actually this is available in all the tasks. So this means that, example, you need to finish 3 other tasks. If you put 3 here, you need to finish 3 tasks first before you unlock this task. And then this checkbox would show with mandatory means that if you check this, this will be mandatory. If you did not finish this, you cannot partake in the whole campaign. Okay. So usually I set this mandatory, but depends on you. Okay. And this default share text and share body are just optional. I usually leave this as the default, but you can still try it out yourselves. And then here with the prices, so you are now on tab number 4. So usually we put here the things that we want to be seen in the landing page of the campaign. Okay, so we set up here, for example, public competition title. Okay, we put sample airdrop campaign as a title, for example, and then the competition description. The competition description is what is actually being seen in the landing page. So you design your competition description, you put up the description about your project, description about how to partake in or participate in this campaign, what are the tasks that people should do, for example, and then what are the rewards. So these are really important. Okay. Then with the widget layout, I usually just leave it out as is. But then with the feature image, this is the actual promotion banner on top. So you upload a promotion banner so it looks more professional and aesthetic for the landing page. Okay. With the prize details, you can add the prizes and number of winners to your competition. So put the prize name and then the number of winners here, example, and then the prize value. But then this can be optional as well. If you are not opting to use the Glimpse automatic winner selection, okay? Because you will announce by yourselves, for example, the winners manually. But if not, you can always utilize this. Okay, so this is what actually looks like. For example, you uploaded a image banner and then you designed your content in terms of this page in the competition description. So what you put here will actually appear here. And this is the competition title. Okay. And then the tasks that you put on tab 3 will appear here. So this is what it will look like. Okay, so when you already finish this, you can actually save and then copy the link of the landing page. For example, you will be working with an influencer or a promoter guy for the airdrop. You can send them this link and this information about, okay, how much is the rewards and how many winners are to be taken in this campaign, for example, and what will they get by partaking on this. Okay. So of course, you need to monitor the performance of your airdrop campaign. Like here, so we have, for example, we have these current competitions ongoing. So you can always see here in this active. So those running competitions you had, for example, so this has these impressions, meaning this number of people actually check out your campaign, and then the actual tasks completed by the people who partake is this amount. And then this means that 18,000 users actually joined in also in the campaign. Okay, it's really good to monitor if it's going well or not. Because, for example, if not, you can do different other promotions to help it spread more. Okay. Or if you want, you can announce, okay, we will be improving the rewards to make it more interesting. So you can always do that. Okay. Then of course you need to announce everything and any changes to the airdrop campaign that you did to your community members. Okay. Then for example, selecting winners, like here for example, there's a tab here with the finished. Okay. So you put you check the campaign that is already done, then you select the winner. So for example, here I click here in the name of this campaign, then it will appear here. So in this page, you can actually select the winners automatically. This is what I've been mentioning. For example, in the campaign, you want to automatically select from all valid users 100 winners, for example. So you can use this button, draw winners, to automatically select. Okay. Then the good thing with Gleam is that it automatically invalidates, some fraudulent or bot related activity. So I'm not sure how Gleam checks that, but they have their own way and standard means to check. So some entries are invalidated automatically by Gleam. So with this, if you use this, it will just pick winners from those with status of valid entries. So those invalid entries will can be deleted here. Okay. But if not, for example, you want to check it one by one, you want to, because your airdrop selection mechanic is, for example, the top on invites will win this rewards. So you cannot do that with this automatic picking in the Gleam campaign. So what you need to do is actually gather the database manually from this Gleam. So here, example, go on this tab and you can actually export a file, an Excel file out of this. So all the information of those who partake in this campaign will be there. So this will be a lot of data management actually to select them. But if you are already knowledgeable in how to work on database, for example, or in Excel, for example, this is really easy for you as well. So you just export, and then what you will get is this. So usually there are a lot of entries, of course. Like here we have thousands of members and thousands of entries here. So this will be the raw data, what it looks like. And you can go your way to process. For example, me, I'm going to get the top 200 on referral invites. Of course, I can use my Excel functions like pivot table for this. And then I check their e-wallet address based on the email, for example, which I covered here because we don't usually show the emails of the winners. Okay. So with this kind of winner selection mechanic, of course, you will not be utilizing the Gleam's automatic picking, but you can do it manually according to your selection mechanics. So, for example, here I took the top 200 on referral invite, so I use a pivot table for processing the winners. So I see here clearly who has this referral, so this number of referred people to the Gleam campaign, and then here I see also those who did not send the correct e-wallet address. So I see it here because I use a VLOOKUP function here. Okay, so it depends actually on the mechanics. So how you will be selecting your winners. So based on for example here, based on invites, or sometimes okay, you can manually check all the entries for the specific question. So if your winning selection mechanic is okay, the best person to have this question will actually to answer this question, or the most interesting answer that we see would be selected by the founders, for example. So that could also be the case. And also some other options for the winning selections. Example, you set it initially that okay, based on the most downloads or the most shares of a group, for example, if they are a group, okay, they can actually do this here as well. All right. So this is actually manual work, if that's the case, in the manual selection of the winners. Okay. So depends on your, as planned, what are your selection mechanics? This should be clear. Okay. Okay. So if you are not yet fund, look for you are not familiar with doing this database sorting or processing of winners in the Excel sheet, for example. Yeah, I suggest you research about it or get someone who knows how to do this. Okay. Then the most basic is okay. Let's just do a raffle based on the total referrals, based on the total tasks done. So if they have more tasks done, of course they will have higher chance to win. Then we'll just draw the winners. So that's the most basic thing that we can do for this. Okay, but of course we want some challenges in our some of the airdrop campaigns as well. So this is how you do it. Actually. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the airdrop management lesson for today. So any questions so far, guys? Hello, hello. All clear for me. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. So this is how you actually do an airdrop management. So for those who are interested to be a marketer in the NFT space, okay, this is one way to actually gain initial traction. Okay. But of course, you can also design your campaign to filter out any fraudulent entries. All right. So for me, I usually put this because bots, for example, okay, some people they utilize bots for more entries. So what I do is, okay, like in this sample, okay, so here I put up this special question. So example, I ask them this question, they need to answer. If we selected them and then they don't have this nice answer, we will select another winner. So that's how you weed out quality members or quality winners, quality participants versus not the non-quality ones. So to ensure that those organic people will be the winners and will be rewarded accordingly for joining this campaign. Okay, because there are some airdrop hunters, they create fraudulent accounts, alt accounts just to win. But with some mechanics of selecting, really organic people that bots cannot actually win on. So you can do it this way. Okay, guys. So any more question before we end this session? Ninong Jules is typing. Shout out to Ninong Jules. So yeah, I'm waiting for your typing. Are you the head of MVP Guild, sir? Ninong Jules. Familiar name. So any more questions, guys? For NFT airdrops, is it part of the main collection or separate? I know it's not related though. Just curious. Yeah, actually, as a project founder, of course, example, you have 10,000 NFTs in your collection. Of course, you will be allocating. Example, in this first collection, you will launch it. Okay, so this way is where you plan to get the NFTs for airdrop. So you should also allocate some of the supply of your NFTs to this airdrop. Okay. So for example, you have one collection upcoming. Of course, this is where it will come from. Or else you will not be able to, after a month, you will not launch your second collection. So yeah, basically you should get it from the first one and allocate supply coming from that. Like for example, okay, I'll allocate 300 NFTs out of my 10,000 NFTs for the airdrop marketing campaign. So you can do that. So it still depends. Like, okay, with this project, we will going to allocate 3,000 NFTs for the whitelists. So we will only have 3,000 whitelist spots for this project. Yeah. So you always plan ahead of time with regards to what you will do with your NFTs. Like example, 7,000 will be for public mint. Yeah, things like that. But then usually what I see with projects, just to share guys, example, the project allocation is, I mean the project total supply is 10,000. Usually 70% is for whitelist and 30% for public mint. But other projects, they even over allocate whitelist spots just to ensure that they sell out. So that can also happen. So different projects, different strategies actually. Okay. So any other questions, guys, before we end? So this was I was surprised. This is a long webinar. I thought I will only do it for like 30 minutes. Okay, so guys, yeah, just to mention also, starting next week, we will be doing our webinars on Twitter Space. All right. So next week, we have 2 Twitter Space events for you. Okay, so on Tuesday, we will have another TokenMinds Academy webinar, care of Anchor. And on the 16th, that is a Friday, we will have an event, a Twitter Space, together with your favorite blue chip projects. So far, we will be talking about general strategy of crypto and NFT in 2023, together with some of the blue chip projects and key opinion leaders in the space. So far, we are confirmed guest speakers are Henry the Grape from CyberKongs, Task from Ghost Kid DAO, Luca Nets from Pudgy Penguins, Danny from Just Ape, and then we also have a friend, a co-founder, the COO of Llamaverse. So that's Hell Queen. So we have this speaker so far, but then we're still talking and inviting some other blue chip projects like World of Women, who we featured in our podcast, then also Famous Foxes. All right. So that's on Friday. So hopefully I will also see you there, guys, in our Twitter space together with the blue chip project founders. So that would be, a really exciting year-ender Twitter space to discuss, what are the current trends, what do you think will be the trends for 2023 in NFT, and then, example, you as a blue chip project founder, what are your strategies to, maintain the blue chip status of your project, and what did you see with some other projects who, were initially high performing, then suddenly, yeah, they dropped. So what happened? So yeah, those things we discuss. So will be a good year ender webinar. So if you are aspiring also to create your own NFT project, for example, you will know how this blue chip projects did it. So and then what will be their activities or strategies coming for the year 2023. So this is a really good knowledge, and there's no, price value in terms of the quality of information you will be getting directly from this blue chip project. So I invite you all right, to this webinar next week on Twitter Space. All right, guys. So So yeah, so if no more questions, guys, so see you again next week on Twitter Space. We will be on Twitter Space, guys.